what you need to know today. Saying like, let's see what lessons you're learning right now. Okay, so it feels like you're releasing the fear of being vulnerable, like being vulnerable with yourself. And I feel like you've gone throughout life kind of feeling uncomfortable when vulnerability comes up, especially within yourself. You could have grown up in an environment where vulnerability was seen as like a weakness, or just seen as, you know, something you didn't do. So you learn to kind of shut that part of yourself off. And you're starting to, like, you could have gone through like a phase of kind of like isolation, kind of healing in a way. You just went into this like solitude state so that you can kind of recognize those wounds and heal them, because you knew in order to kind of better yourself and gain a better perspective on who you are, and you knew that you were like meant for more than like this energy you were in. And I feel like you knew that it all started with having to be honest with yourself, and it was a very uncomfortable process for you, but you gained a lot of wisdom from this period. I feel like it enlightened you to the fact that being vulnerable with yourself is needed, because that's how you're going to face problems in your life and how you're going to come out of them. And with the past being like uncomfortable with being vulnerable, you could have had a hard time coming out of periods of stagnancy, sadness, depression, anger, whatever, because you weren't willing to face those feelings. But now that you're kind of coming to the answer that like all the answers are in you, and learning to listen to your mind, listen to your intuition, listen to your feelings, that's creating this sense of understanding how to come out of these things now with this new mindset that you're in, of being okay with being vulnerable, feeling sad, feeling angry, but understanding that it's coming from a space of vulnerability, and you're accepting it now rather than pushing it away. And I feel like you're having a lot of clarity within the aspects of your family dynamic, or the people that are around you, within like not being able to be vulnerable. You could have been conditioned to like not speak up in your environment, so that again shuts you down, shuts your emotions down, shuts your feelings of being able to be vulnerable down. And with this learning, that you're learning to speak your mind to be able to solve your problems, but you're also learning when to be silent. So in the past, I feel like you could have tried to speak your mind, but it came off in a tone or a type of energy that you weren't like happy with the outcome. Like you could have been quick to anger, quick to, you know what I mean? Like you could have just been quick to be like triggered or like want to speak your mind, but it wasn't coming out the ways you wanted because you weren't in a balanced energy. But now that you're becoming like more balanced, you're learning how to like speak your mind with like boundaries, like with what's the word I'm looking for? Like in a more stern, like, this is how I'm feeling, I'm allowed to feel this way. But you're also learning like when to take your energy back and just not say anything, because you know some moments your voice isn't needed because it can either escalate or make the situation worse. So you're learning like when and where to kind of speak your voice, which is creating a sense of like power within you, because you're finally able to kind of like control these aspects of yourself and recognize them, whereas in the past you weren't. So I feel like the lessons you're learning are accepting your feelings, being vulnerable, and speaking up, but also learning when to stay silent. So that's big.